All right, everybody, it's almost 7 now, so we're going to get started on tonight's webinar about creating a brand. Uh, Laura, could I ask if you can hear me and see my screen? Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, I just didn't want to waste time if no one was able to hear me. So, tonight's webinar is about creating a brand. I'm Justin Wutsky. I'm the National Membership Development Director, and my email is jwutsky@jciusa.org. And all members are more than welcome to email me at any time they have questions or concerns about membership, and especially about branding, because that's my profession, is graphic design and marketing. So this is my expertise. So tonight's webinar on creating a brand, our objectives are to share why is brand important. 2, learn how you can create or improve your personal brand. And 3, apply these principles to your chapter. And you can also do it to your own personal life as well. So why have a personal brand? Your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room. It's kind of the feeling that you uh, give off, and that just overall people have this just idea of who you are, even if they know you as an acquaintance or they know you very well. It will probably come across how they know you or how they feel about you. So the importance of brand, what do you want people to associate with you? Do you want to be seen as these things? Do you want to be seen as honest, respectful, that you have integrity, that you're a hard worker, you're competent, helpful, you show initiative, you're kind, intelligent, fun, successful, adaptive, compassionate, generous, reliable, a leader, a team player, and focused. These are all parts of being a young active citizen. Now, some people might show an overall negative demeanor, um, constantly worried that the world is going to end, lots of problems, nothing ever is right. If they are self-aware, they'll realize that they might kind of create that feeling around them, and people are going to just associate them with those feelings and those behaviors. Whereas if you were to work on yourself and be self-aware, to be to create more positive things about yourself, then people will just overall see you as that type of person. So with the importance of brand, can having a personal brand help you? I definitely agree a personal brand can help you if you were to behave in those specific ways and hold true to those for yourself, to just constantly be your best and always work on yourself. I mean, being in JCs is the main reason is because we believe in improving ourselves every day, and coming to the table with new ideas and working together to help others. So you'd have to the majority of JCs are going to be people that are aware that um, they're going to be people with these great attitudes and behaviors, and they're going to have a good brand, personal brand. The good personal brand can help you with a job promotion or a career change. It can help you in personal relationships, whether that's an intimate relationship or friendships or work relationships, and also leadership opportunities as you're developing yourself, especially in the JCs, when you learn all these new skills and you also come to the table with a positive attitude and solution oriented thinking. Employers are definitely going to be excited about that. So your brand, it's your image, your mission, your values, and your vision that all equal up to your brand that is you. You want to identify your brand by asking yourself these questions. What kind of employee do I want to be? What kind of friend or spouse do I want to be? What kind of JC do I want to be? And what do I want others to say about me? These are very good questions to be self-aware of yourself and how you might come across to people. And if you ask yourself these questions and determine how you want others to see you or how you want to live your life and be, you could actually achieve those. Like those would be goals, and then you would take action steps to become the way that you want to be seen with your brand. So, for yourself, I would make a list to develop a mission. What are your passions? What are your skills and talents? And then what are some areas of importance to you? And that can create a mission. Our mission statement in the JCs is to create development opportunities that empower young people to create positive change. And so that was based off of the young active citizens and their passions, skills, and talents and areas of importance. I mean, myself, my own mission statement is I just truly believe in that we are put on this earth for a reason. And I believe in leaving things better than I found them. And that's what I think we're here for on earth, is to leave this earth better than we found it. So that's my kind of mission statement, is to just grow every day and leave the world a better place than I found it. Then you can also create a value statement and write it down. So how can you use the talent you have to make a difference or be a better individual? This is different for everybody. Me personally, pull on a sec. You may be experiencing degraded audio. Okay. Me personally, with my value statements, my skill set is being able to see the big picture and also being creative in the different solutions that people can do to overcome their challenges or any challenge in life. I have that ability to see different opportunities to take advantage of the situation and make more than just yourself kind of win in that situation. But definitely think through your own talents that you offer to the world and how you can make a difference in yourself to be your best. Connect, share your brand with others. So you want to promote yourself, build relationships, and find mentors. And as you can see, a lot of this is relating to how you work with your chapter to build a better brand. But it's so important we build our own personal brand, then we can all come together and collaborate as a chapter, as a state, as a nation, internationally, as an organization of JCs and young active citizens making change. But if we start with ourselves, that's where it begins. So with sharing your brand with others, promoting yourself, that's just getting out and starting conversations with people at other community events, other business or like networking events, just talking about yourself and then talking about the JCs. And that's how you build relationships. And when you're having these conversations, you can meet people that you can look up to or that may offer opportunities for you to be able to shadow them or look up to them to emulate them and become the person you want to be, because you've set intention with your mission and your value of someone you want to be. And by meeting and building relationships with people, you can find people to be a mentee to. So how do you manage your personal brand? Online, these days in modern times, everything is online and our lives are online. And so it's your digital footprint, whether that's on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, or even just on Google search, you're out there. And so it's good to be intentional to be able to find this information and make sure you are coming across as you want to be seen. So on Facebook, that's regarding your profile and your cover photo, your status updates, your interactions with others, and your private. Make sure that you're fully aware of your privacy settings on Facebook. So, I mean, personally, I've worked for companies where I've been in charge of hiring people or interviewing them. And the first thing I would do when someone was sent an application is I would look up their Facebook page. I want to see what kind of person they are. And you can tell a lot by people just from what they post on social media. So if you are self-aware and wanting to set out a great standard for your personal brand, you just want to make sure that your profile picture isn't you chugging a beer or doing something crazy that's dangerous or over the top. Um, Also, with your status updates, maybe you don't post about every problem you have in the world or air your dirty laundry out there because other people are going to see this. Then also, our digital footprint is followed by just what we say to other people on Facebook or in messages and how we handle ourselves and our behaviors. And this all adds up to our personal brand. Now, if you are cool with your dramatic posts or how you behave on social media, there's ways to set privacy settings so people can't see you and only your friends can see you. And so I highly recommend getting involved or getting in-depth knowledge on how to work your privacy settings so that you can control who can see your Facebook page and everything that goes out about you that shows your personal brand online. LinkedIn, you want to keep your LinkedIn professional, and I especially recommend having a professional page on LinkedIn because there's tons of job hunters from different companies that go out and they look for different professionals out there, and you just never know what kind of opportunities going to come out there. Even if you're at your job and you just don't like it, but you don't have time to look for a new job, even having a LinkedIn page, you just never know who's going to find you out there and come to you and ask you to take on a job. I'm going to ask you guys to hold on one second. My battery's actually dying. I got to plug my computer in. All right. Sorry about that. So, also with your LinkedIn, you just want to treat it like your online resume, post relevant articles and updates that have to do with your field or your particular area of interest or things that you're an expert at. Just because if you show that you're the expert at this career or this industry, people start to follow you and look to you for advice and for information that you share. On LinkedIn, you can also apply for jobs and you can join groups for topics of interest that interest you. Um, this has the wrong header, but this is Instagram. Instagram, it can be fun and personal, but still appropriate. It's all photo based. Get creative. There's also privacy settings on there. Um, I personally like Instagram because I'm a visual person, and so that's how I just share my life and what I experience just through photos. Then always, it's never hurts to Google search yourself, especially if you're trying to be aware and self-aware of your own brand and what's being put out there about you. And all you do is just go google.com and type in your name and see what comes up. Myself, I'm pretty proud that it's pretty clean and standard. It just has a link to my website, my personal website for my company, and then my LinkedIn and my Facebook, and then tons of JC activity because I'm pretty involved with JCs and putting out videos and information out there as well. But there's also, what if you're finding negative information out about there are people through Google to contact to find out steps you can take to get this information put down, but it can never be guaranteed because those people could fight it to keep it up. So that's why it's always just good to be safe in the beginning to make sure you're just being your best self and improving. So if you build it, they will come. How are you known? What does your community say about you? So with your JC chapter, have you ever just asked people if they know about your chapter and what they think, what they've heard about you, what they think, what's their perspective? You can do this through community surveys. You can talk to city council members at city council meetings, just getting out there and networking at business after hours and other opportunities with nonprofit organization, fundraisers, or whatever you want. And then you ask these questions, you can find out how you're seen, and then you can adjust your programming to start shifting your chapter's brand and how you're coming across in your community to be better and seen in a way better light than you were seen before. I mean, quite often these days, it sounds like when people go out and ask people what they think of the JCs, the problem is they don't think anything. They don't know about you. They don't know that our chapters exist and what they do. And so that's the main issue in the JCs across the US right now is just chapters aren't sharing about themselves. They're not putting out press releases. They're not getting news coverage. They're not even really talking about themselves. They're just doing their projects, having fun, like making impact, but with their limited amount of resources and people with 20 to 30 members. That's the majority of our chapters. And the fact is, if they just started talking more about the JCs and what they did with the funding, the funds that they make from all the great fundraisers to make impacts in the community, we'd have a lot more people joining the organization and making even more impact and change in the communities. So just asking that question is going to help you figure out, oh, no one knows about us. We got to make sure we start talking about ourselves. So next, after you've surveyed them and you find out what the community thinks about you, you want to create a plan. It starts with your plan of action. Within that, creating your long-term strategic plan, a membership growth strategy, and then a marketing plan within that. Your marketing plan, your whole plan, your plan of action is the overarching document here, and that's just figuring out how are you going to take on if your problem is you have a bad image in your community or no image at all, you just want to start with your goals. I mean, your goal is to start having some sort of image or that there's some sort of conversation going on about your chapter that's positive and that good things are happening so that when young people are looking for things to get involved in the community or the young people that move to the community, then people say, you need to join the JC's group here because they do great things and you be a great part of that. With your long-term strategic planning, maybe there's bigger goals of who you're going to partner with. If you're going to partner with your chamber or with some other large nonprofits to help achieve their goals, or when you're surveying the community to find out what they know about you, also surveying like what the biggest challenges of your community are so that you can start developing projects to solve those issues. And with membership growth, and maybe your chapter is struggling with membership of renewing and getting new members, just kind of laying it out there. I always think we can't just go to a meeting and ask our members to generically recruit people. We need to say that, we have some weaknesses in these areas. We could have better marketing materials and flyers, so let's recruit a graphic designer. We have some tax issues, like we never know how to file our taxes accurately, and it's always a cluster. Let's recruit a tax expert or a lawyer or somebody. Maybe our members could really utilize some financial planning. Maybe we recruit a financial planner into the organization. It's truly like dependent on what each chapter's weaknesses are, and the strengths that could come out of that are the people that we recruit. So be intentional about who we're recruiting, and that's part of your membership growth strategy. And then a marketing plan is just figuring out how are we going to get our name out there? How are we going to get JCI USA videos and slap our logo on the end of it to get it on a 30 to 90 second spot in the movie theater or on our cable TV? Are we going to put posters up in all the cafes and coffee joints so that young people can see that we exist? Are you going to create a meetup account so that people know when your meetings and your events are and they can join that and just show up and then get them to join the membership? Those are just different things that you can think of when you're creating a plan. Again, with your plan of action, it's the annual guide to success. It only focuses on 1 year at a time, has your goals, your timeline, and responsibilities. A plan of action isn't good if you don't write in action steps to get to your goal. The strategic plan, that roadmap to the future, It's your goals, specific steps to achieve, and a timeline. In these documents, it's integral that you get specific, because the more specific you get, the easier it is for members and yourself to implement those actions and achieve your goals. Again, the membership plan, I talked about it. It also includes a perspective list of just having your members give out names of other young people in the community that could be good JCs. A profession list, like I said, if you do you want lawyers, people in the banking industry, people in financial planning, someone from the media, someone in marketing, uh, whatever you need, put this profession list down and then just ask your members to recruit these 3 or 4 professions, and it gives them more of a detailed intent to go recruit. And then share this plan with your members so that they can recruit people or just have that top of mind when they're out networking themselves and doing their own life and career out there in your community. Marketing also includes social media. Same rules apply from earlier, what we talked about, putting out good information, information about leadership, community involvement, empowerment, positive impact. You can create newsletters for your members, for the community in general, have a website, have information booths at local community events, have an information booth at your own events. That's a huge thing. I know so many chapters that have put on these gigantic events with thousands of people that come through them, and no one has any information about the JCs set out to get new members. It's such a lost opportunity and such an easy thing to do. I also want to talk about culture. So your brand, when lived and breathed, will form a culture, especially in an organization or a chapter with a group of people. The JCI JC's brand culture is fun, innovative, encouraging, thriving, and successful. Getting angry, making mistakes, being human is okay. Just make time to own up to it, apologize, learn from it to move forward, and stay true to your brand. Um, I feel like a lot of our JC issues with our chapters that are shrinking, a lot of it comes down to drama and negativity and people that got yelled at, and no one ever like came back and apologized for yelling at them or to talk it through. And so then we lose members because they were disempowered and they were made to feel little. And it's our job as JCs to lift each other up. And it's okay to like falter and to have that breakdown moment where you yell at somebody, but then it's your job to go back up to them the next day or within the week and say, hey, I'm really sorry that I did that. I was really stressed out. The event was just not going the way I thought, and I took it out on you, and I'm so sorry. Uh, that those types of interactions don't happen enough in our organization, and I really feel like it's to the detriment of the organization as a whole and why we see such a decline in membership. So just setting the pride aside, your egos, and knowing that we're all learning and growing and we all get the opportunity to fail, but we get to learn from it and move forward and all move forward together. Another thing with our brand issue as a country, and chapters probably don't struggle with this as much, regardless if you're a JCI chapter or a JC's chapter. In the end, I believe we're all JCs as members, regardless if our title is a JC's, if we're the Billings JCs or JCI Billings. JCI stands for Junior Chamber International. JC stands for Junior Chamber. It's the same thing. It's just different lingo. I highly recommend if your chapter is struggling with an image from the past, our organization had issues with being known as the partiers and the drinking people that drink. If your chapter is constantly dealing with that as your image and you really want to change it, convert to a JCI chapter and change your name, and you're still JCs. You just have a different title and kind of a clean slate to go out there and become a new chapter that is not seen as what had been seen before. The perspective changes in your community, and you can start to rebuild the pieces that maybe weren't available because of their so much negative perspective of or a perception of your chapter in your community. So with that, I always end my presentations with our mission statement, and I just truly want our members to live our mission, which is to provide development opportunities that empower young people to create positive change. Every action that we take in this organization on the local level should should be at top of mind, so that whenever we are reacting to an experience we have in the organization, make sure that it falls into these three areas. It better be something that's going to help develop you and the other members involved. It needs to be empowering, and it needs to be positive. And so, like I said, sometimes we're not doing something that's positive, empowering, or developing wise. But if we follow back through and apologize and work together to move forward, then it falls right back into this mission statement, and it is a developing opportunity. It's empowering and it's positive. So just keep that top of mind. And this year we keep talking about this. So redefine yourself, choose your state of mind, be positive, be solution oriented, be a leader. Every day we wake up, we get to choose how our day is going to be. If you wake up, you're sad, the day is going to be the worst day ever. It probably is going to be the worst day ever. So why not choose to wake up and decide that it's going to be a great day, and you're going to, and no matter what hits comes at you or what other people say, if they say it's a horrible day, it doesn't matter because your day is great. And so eventually, with that attitude, you're going to surround yourself with other people with a positive state of mind, and your life will ultimately be better and feel better. All right. Are there any questions? Just kind of let you take in any information I said. That was kind of quick, but just I am an open book, and any questions you might have, please feel free to type it in and I will answer them. And Laura, it looks like you're the last person on our call. Everyone's got off. So, did you have anything else to add or any other questions or concerns regarding this topic? Oh, I do the newsletter for our chapter. Do you have any ideas to better it? Well, I don't know what you're doing with your newsletter, but I think, and a Facebook page right now is the modern version of a newsletter, but I love it when chapters are doing a physical newsletter so that you're specifically intently handing a document, whether it's digital or printed, to your members. And so within it, the same thing we're doing on social media, like highlighting members, like saying, this is John, like he is our membership director this year, or this is Mary, she just joined the chapter, or this is Susan, she's been a member for 10 years and she always does a good thing. She always is part of this project we do. It's amazing what those little recognition opportunities will do to encourage a member to get more involved and to be their best self. So highlighting that, adding just like a full community calendar of what's going on for people in our age demographic, maybe putting out membership recruitment challenges or retaining challenges to, reconnect with fellow members. I've always, in the past, I've gone to different restaurants and asked if they would donate gift cards to my chapter, and I'll, get like $5 to $10 gift cards, and I can use those as incentives in my chapter for opportunities like that. Um, Getting your board of directors to write stories about their JC experience, or experiences at different events across your state or the nation that they've gone to, or internationally. uh, talking to your members and finding out what their strengths are and their skill sets, just personally and professionally, and maybe, you know, like they can write an article or submit some photos, some step-by-step photos on how to do something. It'd actually be kind of cool to do it like a Instagram and have people like, hey, like, will you in like 5 photos show us how to do a PowerPoint or show us how to do something unique and interesting, how to toss a pizza. I don't know. But if you do something like fun and unique, you never know how that's going to grab the attention of the members that are reading your newsletter to really draw them in and get excited and want to submit more information to share with others in the chapter. Did that kind of answer your question, Laura? And do you have anything to add that you like have done in your newsletters that you are proud of? Well, Laura, I hope I answered your questions. I appreciate you being on the webinar tonight. Oh, and you said, I don't think so. I just feel no one reads it. I try to keep it short, highlighting upcoming projects. Um, and so, some these days, some it depends on the demographics of your chapter too. I don't know, like maybe they just truly the members don't care and they don't want to read it. And so that's figuring out I don't want you wasting your time if your members aren't reading it. And so it's really getting to know and asking them the questions to find out if they're reading it and what could you add to it to make them want to read it. Um, this presentation will be available as a webinar. So uh, once I finish in a week or so, it'll be available on our on the JCI USA YouTube page, and you can play this and share it with any chapter members that you want. If you type your email into this into here, I will take it though, and I can send you this PowerPoint specifically. Okay, I got that, and I will email this directly to you so you have it. And Laura, like any other questions you have with your chapter, please feel free to email me if whenever you want. Also, with your chapter, if you and your board like would like me to just sit in, like whenever you're having a board meeting, if you want me to call in and talk to you guys and just share ideas on how to add some excitement to your chapter and change up some of your projects or ideas to make them more engaging and exciting, not that they aren't, but just having that fresh eyes and a different person's perspective in the group is kind of interesting, and I just offer that opportunity up if you ever want me to give your chapter that opportunity of just talking on the phone or even hosting a webinar just specifically to your chapter's needs, please let me know and I will arrange that and make that happen. But thank you again for being on the webinar. I'm gonna sign off now, and I hope you have a wonderful evening and continue doing great things in the JCs. I appreciate the work you're doing and the layout of the newsletter that you're doing because there are people that are reading it. They're just not letting you know. But be sure to ask your fellow members what you could do to make that more engaging and more important to them so they will read it and engage with it because they're the ones that are going to give you the best answer. Again, thank you. Have a great night, and I'll be emailing you. Okay, night.